Hey, welcome to Guitar Knobs, the guitars, gear, noise, and nonsense podcast, hosted today by these knobs.
Tony Dudzik, Pick Guardian.
Hey everybody, it's me, Todd. Welcome to the Guitar Knobs podcast. We're thrilled to death that you're listening to our show with us. We got Rob Chafe, Dr. Excitement.
Dr. Excitement, all right.
Dr. Excitement over
Dr.
here.
E, not to be confused with Dr. Z.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Riding in the rumble seat. And a little bit of an interesting start to the show.
Yeah.
We had a guest who we've been waiting for, and his infant was quite sick. So we're going to catch up with him on the next one.
Family comes first.
Family absolutely comes first, and take care of the little ones and all that stuff. So we wish him well.
Yes.
But we'll be talking to him again soon.
Yeah.
And anyway, since we were all sitting here, we're like, hey, why don't we just hang out and just have a little chatty poo and see what's going on?
Chatty poo.
We just got out of a few things. So we've got a handful of gobbledygook to talk about.
Hey, I've got an idea.
What's that?
Since Thanksgiving was just days ago, it seems.
Yes.
Why don't we talk about Black Friday deals
Yeah.
that we got?
Did we all get something?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, bingo. How about
Okay,
that?
that's the theme of the show. But
I
first,
like it.
we
What?
need to do some announcements and/or what's going on in our musical world this week.
We do. First of all, we just recorded the giveaway that we're doing for Joel Patterson.
Yes.
The album, the aforementioned, we talked about it before. And I highly encourage you guys, if you like the vinyl, and I did send out a poll question to the patrons on Patreon. Do you want vinyl? Do you like vinyl? Because, we run across them or I find a good deal. And I'm like, I bet one of our listeners would really like this. I love listening to Joel Patterson at the house.
Yeah.
This is his second Christmas album, and we just gave that away to Darren Gregory.
Darren Gregory, yes.
Yes. So by the time this comes out, he will have already hopefully been playing it, maybe.
So I have Joel's first Christmas album. I have to get this one.
The green one.
And I have the Beatles one that he did.
I do too.
We have so much in common.
I know.
Can we be friends?
Yes, we can. Listen to this. So he plays like 7 different guitar stringed instruments on this.
Guitar
And-
stringed instruments?
Well, guitars and other stringed instruments. Some slide and some pedal steel and all that stuff. And so Santa Claus is coming to town. Christmas Island. Here comes Santa Claus. Get Christmas guitar boogie. Everybody's waiting for the man with the bag. Please come home for Christmas. The Christmas song, "Oh Tannenbaum," Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, "Let It Snow, Let It Snow," little town of Bethlehem, it came upon a midnight clear, Merry Christmas, baby, it's Silent Night.
I think Lou Reed wrote a song about that guy.
I think it was, right.
Man with the
Waiting
bag.
for the man with the bag. Yeah.
It's a
Anyways,
different bag.
Really a fantastic listen. It's can't say enough about it. If you are in Chicago and you're like, yeah, we know about him. He's the man at the Green Mill Restaurant.
Yeah.
And if you're around there, go see him. You will be delighted.
Have you seen him yet, Todd?
Not yet, and I'm waiting to be delighted.
I saw him not many years ago.
I would
quite
love
a
to
few
have
years
him on
ago.
the show. If anybody knows him personally,
Okay.
Tony?
tell him we want him on the show. I'm going to
You know
reach out to him
everybody.
because we've
I
been
bet
hawking him.
I know people who can get in touch with him because he played at the Deke Dickerson Geek Fest.
Say that 3 times fast.
Yeah, you got to be careful. And that was part
We
of
need to
NAMM.
keep our Apple rating.
Yes, yes. And oh my God, he was so good. He really was. I mean, and Deke is a great guitar player. I don't know. Are you familiar with him?
I'm not.
He's kind of he's got that 50s thing going on into some of the surfy stuff and really good stuff. But yes, let me check and see if some of my friends of friends of friends can make
Yeah.
arrangements.
In the meantime, I'll be trying to hit him up. So there. So congratulations, Darren Gregory. And we are going to be having many more giveaways. I'm going to try to get in at least another one before Christmas. We'll see what happens. I think I can manage that. And I think that's really kind of, well, also, I guess it's worth mentioning guests coming up. So we will, beyond this, have Warm Audio on.
Okay.
And we've got Tyler Rines coming up.
Tyler,
one of our
KC
poobahs.
Rines.
Oh, okay.
We've got
Didn't I just see that he posted something about a he
selling his
sold
V.
a bunch of his stuff
Jeez.
and to get the Les Paul Jr.
yeah.
That was pretty cool.
That was. He did
Getting like
actually.
a vintage Les
Oh,
Paul
yeah,
Jr.?
yeah.
59, 7.
7, I think.
57, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, and he had some sweet guitars he was selling, like legit.
Yeah.
Really good stuff.
He would have to for that. So,
Yeah.
Remember, we can get those for $100.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Seriously?
In the early '80s, you could buy a Les Paul
$100.
Jr. for 150 if it was clean.
That's the first place we're going when we get the time machine working.
Believe me, I'm still working feverishly on getting
Yeah.
that thing.
Yes.
Wow. That's nuts.
Well, in other things that are coming up and whatnot, we've got let's see, Crazy Tube Circuits. We're gonna have them on from Greece. Yes.
Crazy tube circuits? So is it tube stuff or?
And Lamb.
It's pedals. So
Okay. Okay, so no tubes.
No, I
Okay.
think they make. Well, they do make an overdrive with tubes.
Okay.
Yes. And Spur Audio. I think they're out of Mexico.
Oh.
Mexico.
Yes. And he's making some really cool stuff. And I'm excited because I think we're going to get some of that stuff and check it out. And
Cool.
yeah, very, very fun and exciting. He puts whimsy into his pedals here. I'm showing them off.
Oh, that's very whimsical.
It's very
Oh, nice. I like it.
like mission control kind
Yeah.
of stuff. Anyway, so that's going to get us through the year, and then we're going to see what's going on in January. I got to
Jeez.
start booking people. Whoo, doggies. So anyhow,
Get her done.
get her done. Yeah. It's also worth mentioning. I think we are solid for NAMM. So if you are going, if anybody out there is going, let us know. That's in January. I know
is January.
that's a while away, but things are already starting to book up events and stuff. So
Yeah, I can't wait.
there you go.
I haven't been to a show for 5 or 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Sure.
Yeah. Let's see. Why don't we get on with what's going on in our music world this week, which is really not Black Friday. We can actually talk about different things.
Oh. Now I have to.
Hold on a minute here.
Whoa, you weren't waiting.
I was
you
only
weren't
prepared to
for
talk
that.
about one thing this week.
Yeah, well,
Not
you have so
two
many things
things.
to talk about. How can you only talk about one thing?
But in my music,
you just before we even started here, blah blah, this amp, that amp, blah blah. blah.
you asked what was in the shop, not like my music
Whatever.
world.
All
That's
right.
my work world.
Well, yeah, but
or work, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
Tanya, why don't you lead us off here?
Well, the thing I was going to talk about
You'll
is
save.
I'm going to save that for my Black Friday segment.
All right, Tony, go ahead. Delight us.
Well, let me
Tickle
think.
our fancies.
A little amuse-bouche.
Yes.
All right, Todd, you did put
Tony,
me on.
what is going on?
Well, this involves you too.
Oh,
It does. Because
does Bono know about this?
no,
Okay.
no, not you two, not that you two. Different you two. So Todd and I went to go see a show on Black Friday, the day after
Oh,
Thanksgiving.
that's right. Yes.
And it was a true rock and roll show.
Is this the first one after Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Said Scooby Doo.
And anyhow, a band that was formed here in Columbus.
Yes.
Back in the 70s, 80s, I think.
70s.
70s, thank you.
Played through the 80s
Yes. The Gods,
with a Z.
with a Z, of course. Why not? And our friend Mark Chatfield was kind enough.
Well, he's in the gods.
Well, yes, he is.
started
he
the
is,
Gods?
He was one of the. He's the only original member.
Okay.
Maybe that's still alive. I don't know. Is anybody else out there?
I don't know.
Okay. Anyhow, this was a true rock and roll show.
It absolutely was.
And, it was not a huge club, but, I mean, they had a great sound system.
It's a great rock club.
And the light show was good. And And Mark was just, I thought he was really good. And is it Steve is the other guitar player?
Yep, Steve Mitchell.
Steve
Oh
Mitchell.
man, that guy.
Both of them. And they were just, these guys just rocked and rolled.
His fingers were like hot sausages in a iron skillet with a lot of butter. Just
Huh. Okay then.
So anyhow, thank you, Mark, for putting us on the guest list. We
Yes,
really
that was really
appreciate
cool.
that. And this was
he's going to be on the show.
we're working on the schedule as we speak.
Yes.
Are we
But
negotiating terms?
yeah, the writers, we have to
Right,
provide all the
right,
M&Ms.
right.
Oh my God, it's terrible. No, it's going to be a fun show because we're going to talk about.
Well, let's talk about why he matters to the guitar world.
Okay, let's do that. So not only is he's a first class guitar player.
Yes.
He's toured with the Gods, of course, Bob Seger, many other bands, and he's a great guy. But in addition to that, he is also one of the guys that can talk the talk when it comes to vintage guitars.
Yeah.
And
Why?
walk the
Why?
walk. Because he was a guitar dealer, really, when vintage guitars
Before it became a thing.
before, back in the, let's just say you transport back to the 70s or 80s or so, and you'd walk into a music store with your 1950s Strat, and they said, well, get rid of that old thing. You need one of these brand new Fenders. And people would do that. They trade in wonderful vintage instruments that we would call vintage now. Back then, they were just old guitars.
Yeah.
And everybody wanted the newest, bestest, greatest, all that stuff. Well, Mark was there working in retail. He started several shops, including Cowtown Guitars.
Famous here.
Famous
for
here
a
in
long time.
Columbus, and then
Yeah.
he moved to Las Vegas, and then on Pawn Stars. That was the go-to shop for any special guitars that
Right.
came in through the pawn shop. So, and he's just an all-around nice guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Great guy.
Yeah, I mean, he will. Every dealing that I've had with him has been pleasant. He's fair, and he's a great guy.
Yeah.
But anyhow,
And
he's
he
gonna.
rips on the guitar.
Oh my God, is he good?
Yeah.
And so we're going to do
I'm excited about this.
a special segment about the state of the vintage guitar market.
Yes.
How it was.
And from whence it came.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, how about that?
Wow.
Pinky's up.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
that was Todd and
Yes.
Lies.
Now, what did I say
Were you combining
when
it
we were
now?
walking
Whoa.
in? When we were walking in, what did I say?
You said don't cry again like you did last time.
I said, Tony, I guarantee you, I'm going to be the youngest person in this.
Oh,
this show.
guaranteed.
Yeah.
And he goes, I don't think so. And then we were standing there
Guaranteed.
about like 5 minutes, and I said, Tony.
Well,
There were probably a couple people with their kids or grandkids there.
if you don't count
Yeah, there
the
had to be
bar
a couple.
staff, because there were some younger
How old
bar
are you?
staff.
I'm not
How,
a gentleman never
What's
tells.
that?
He's the
his age.
same.
How old are you?
He's the same age as Disney World.
What? Actually, I am.
Yes,
Oh, wow, that's weird.
seriously, how would
Anyways, no, that's
you
different.
won't? Well, I was gonna. Okay, fine.
How you guess?
43.
Wow.
That's pretty close. That's very close. How did you?
I don't know.
Okay. Well,
just-
anyways,
Actually-
Not close enough.
anyways.
So he's older than that. Okay. Go.
So, and I said, Tony. He said, what? I
What?
said,
Age.
I am the youngest. He goes, yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, and he was.
Yeah.
Except for the bartenders.
But here's the cool thing.
Yeah, there we
Everybody
go.
that was there, like they started, like they came ready and wearing and able.
They wait for that show
exactly
every
where they
year.
left off.
Well, they wait for that show every year. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great. It was great.
So
It was like a time warp.
yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Anyways,
it was good and loud
it was great.
and flashy.
Yeah, it was really good. I was very, very impressed. Anyways, Rob, how about yourself?
I've got two things for this week.
Ooh.
What? Well, so we got an option here. One is
Do 'em both.
Why don't you do them
Okay,
both?
well then, all right, I'll fine. I'm doing both. So, Todd, you'll be very happy to hear that I am selling my Strat.
Ah.
Why?
Because you're single-handedly trying to like get rid of all strats on Earth, right? Isn't that?
Yeah. No,
I think he's in cahoots with that mad scientist.
Yeah.
That reminds me of the
remove all the
character
strats.
on the Kids in the Hall. They'd be playing racquetball, and the guy, who's this guy that signed up? And he gets in, he goes, "I'm the Eradicator." That was his. He just had a nickname for his racquetball thing. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Can't you tell?
Guess you had to be there.
Yeah.
What's your second
So,
thing?
talk about
the strat.
Yeah,
Talk about the strat.
so
Sorry.
you know, what I'm going to sell here. So I got this.
Is it still for sale?
Still for? Well, I don't know. I haven't checked the auction.
Okay, so
but
yes.
I think it's still for sale.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it won't be by the
it's a
time this
strat.
airs.
Give you $100 cash money.
Nope, not that much.
Oh, $80 cash
No,
money.
no more. I mean, more, not that much, not that dollar amount. You got to go up. So it's a weird one. It's an American vintage reissue, but it's an American. I think they call it American design, which I don't know if Fender's still doing this, but you could go to Fender,
Yeah.
and you could pick out like I want this body, this neck.
Yep.
And then they put it together. And,
Yep.
Are they still doing that? Do you know, or if that was?
I haven't been to Corona for a number of years, but when the last time I was there, yes, they were still doing that. You made an appointment,
Okay.
and they had like a showroom, and oh, do you like this neck? How about this neck? How about this body? And
Yeah.
you would just custom order. And in fact, our friend Chris, who just went to Japan, gave us a really cool update on all of the shops there, guitar shops. I believe it is in Tokyo.
It's one of those
the Fender
cities there.
flagship store there.
Yeah.
They have that same department where you can
cool.
actually go in and say, I want
like
this.
3
this,
floors.
this.
Yeah, the store. Yeah. So
Kind of wild.
yeah, so
It looks exactly like Mix from that pedal show.
yeah, I don't know that.
Oh,
So
that's awkward.
yeah.
You should watch the
Anyways.
pedal show. It's
No,
really,
I've watched
it's
it, but
really
I
good. It's his number one guitar.
I'm watching the pedals.
All right.
I'm not watching the guitars.
Okay.
I'm watching
Good
the
for you.
pedals. Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's a little bit of a weird one because it's that, but it's an American vintage reissue.
Right.
Usually those American design things are like a more contemporary American standard or something. So it's American vintage reissue, thin skin finish, nitro finish on it with the 6105 frets and the 10-inch radius. So it's more like a limited edition that was made for Wildwood or something. But for whatever reason, it had all the specs I wanted, got it, great condition. I just never bonded with it. So time to let it go.
Huh. How about that?
Yeah, I see. This is why I mentioned you. Yeah.
It's a cool looking guitar. I will give you that.
Yeah, and
It's got the faded mint guard on the what color is that? Is
it's
it
Olympic white.
It's Olympic white, but it's aged. Olympic
It's
white.
already coloring yellow.
Yeah.
So
It's a
yeah,
great-looking
that's what I mean.
guitar.
And on paper, it's like this should be great. And I never played it. I'd pick it up and be like kind of uninspired.
Yeah,
so I'm
I
like,
know.
all right. So time to let that go.
Yeah.
So I put that up this weekend to take advantage.
Reverb?
On Reverb. Yep. So
How
hopefully
can
it'll be
people
gone.
find
before-
that?
It's under Mad Cow Amplification.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Yeah, that's the shop site.
Go look
So
for that because
just-
they make it so easy to find the shops.
It actually is pretty easy. There's a section where you just type in the shop
Yeah,
name and it comes right. I think it's user error with Todd. He
Anyways.
doesn't know how to work the reverb. So that's my gear. The other thing though, music related. I finally watched the Jason Isbell documentary, Running with Our Eyes Closed. Okay, now do both you guys know who Jason Isbell is?
I do.
Yes.
Okay, cool. As Todd yawns, so that's not a good sign here. Am I the only one that's Jason Isbell fan?
Yes.
Apparently in this room at this
In
point.
the room. Yeah.
But go ahead. Tell us
think-
more.
You think you know people.
Hold on. I'm down with like his vibe and the whole his approach and everything. Like I'm just not. I don't listen. That's all.
Yeah. Well, that's why we're not friends anymore. Right there. Yeah. So
Don't like Jason Isbell. Don't like Shure guitars. Sewer.
yeah. So anyways, for everybody else, great documentary. It's talking about his last album, the making of, and it he started right before pandemic. So and he had, people filming him in the studio and that kind of thing. So it took him took us through that time period, and it's just very interesting as he was writing each song and his approach and how he writes the songs with his wife and then brings it into the studio. Like, for instance, the guys in his band that have been in his band.
Like Elton John.
Yeah, kind of. And Jason actually writes it, but then he bounces ideas off his wife.
Yeah.
So she's
That's smart.
either a
Like Donny Osmond.
Okay.
No, that was his sister.
I don't know.
Could be his wife.
Okay.
But yeah, his wife is actually either an English or a lit major or something like that. So, but when he brings in the songs for the band to record, most bands, something like that, the artist would give the band a demo or something, a framework to work from. He doesn't do that. He shows up to the studio that morning, plays the song on acoustic or piano or whatever, and says, okay, this is the song. Let's go record it now. And as he's playing through it, they're scratching out notes, they're scratching out charts, asking for clarity on some stuff, and then they just play it.
Yeah.
Because he says something to the effect
like old jazz musicians would do that.
Well, he said, if you work out the parts ahead of time, you're not creating them in that moment. You're trying to reproduce what you created before.
Yeah.
He's like, so I want to capture us creating all this.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's really cool. But the guys in the band... Yeah, well, the guys in his band are like, not most people don't do this, and it's quite a ride to go along.
Yeah.
So.
Very cool.
Yep.
Actually, you have one other thing.
Do I?
Yes.
I don't know.
You were talking about what you have in the shop, and for those that maybe haven't listened to Rob on the moan about amps on the show, in the past,
you ask about amps.
That's true.
I don't just spit the stuff out. You ask.
So Rob, his day job is amp repair, and he's one of the best out there doing it. And
thank you, Todd.
Just go to Mad Cow.
Compliment from him.
I compliment you all the time. If you go to Mad Cow Amplification on Instagram, you will see. And I think you just have an interesting approach to things. You calls them like it is.
I do.
And speaking of that, we are going to do the guess how many
guitar picks.
No, guess how many
jelly beans.
Hot Rod DeVilles.
So should I be tracking this?
It will start in 24.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll put up a little piece of paper in the shop and put little squares for amps and check them off as I go through.
It's gonna happen.
Okay.
We're gonna make that happen. Anyways, you were talking about a kind of a special amp that you had in this week.
Yeah, kind of cool. Yeah, a early white chassis Bogner Ecstasy 101B. And I don't know how many exactly these were made. I believe it's the second version of the Ecstasy they've ever made. And I've never seen one. Of all the Bogners I've had come through the shop, I've never had a white chassis 101B come through. So
why is that interesting?
They're just very rare. It's very rare. It's probably early 90 production. Very expensive.
How expensive, Rob?
Conservatively, $6,000
for a head.
For a head, yeah.
Wowzers.
Yep. They are not cheap. But even like I was telling you, a new regular 101B I looked up is almost $4,000 now. It's like 36 or 38. So
wow. Now this is I would imagine this is like a stadium style amp, right?
Could be. I used to use it in local clubs.
The $6,000 one?
No, not the. It was actually the next revision of the 101B.
Ecstasy.
Yeah, the Ecstasy. I think this one's probably dated like maybe 92 or 93, the white chassis one. I had a 98 at one point, and then I had two that were around 94, 95. So, and I used to use them small bars.
Yeah, but that's Ecstasy.
Oh, no, the Ecstasy. That's what I mean.
Really?
Yeah, they were just later versions. Yeah. Ecstasy.
Okay.
3-channel monster. But this was back when you played live music in a bar, and they expected the band to be loud like a band.
Yes.
So it wasn't a problem. And there'd be 300 people into a tiny little club absorbing the sound. So
yeah,
it was a whole different time.
It was, yes.
Seems like a dream.
Why is what's the deal with Bogner? Why is Bogner great? And why do you like it?
Yeah. I just love the sound. The build quality is great too. But the first Bogner I had was my Bogner Shiva, which I still have. Before that, my main playing rig was an AB rig, a Vibrolux and a 2204 50-watt Marshall. So I'd have 2 amps on stage, Vibrolux with a Marshall running through a 212.
That's a lot of math you're throwing at
It
me.
is a lot of math, yeah. So anyways, but yeah, so I'd have my Vibrolux for clean, my Marshall for dirties, run an A/B switch, and then I bought a Shiva off of a customer. He was like, "Hey, I'm selling this." I was like, "Oh, I've always wanted to try one of those. No dealers in our area." He sent it to me, plugged it in, was like, "I love this thing." Maybe a month later, I took the chassis out to see why I loved it so much, and it is almost identical to a blackface Fender circuit for the clean channel and a slightly modded Marshall on the dirty channel.
Cool.
So it was my rig.
You got your rig in a box.
Exactly, in one head. So that's why I've always kept it. You know,
That's really cool. That really helps me understand what the deal is behind that.
yeah. And that's most of those amps, like the Bogner stuff and the Friedman stuff. That's generally all they've done. Is
We're going to get into all of that.
Yeah, we're going to do that
with the accompaniment to the Marshall 101 series.
Yeah.
Yes, the not Marshalls.
Not Marshall.
Yeah.
I don't know. What are we going to name that? Like
know.
because it's kind of the beginning of the boutique amp thing, but it's like the hot rodded.
It's like the pseudo. I don't know. Whatever.
I don't
we'll
know.
figure it out.
Okay.
We'll be very clever with it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay, that's super duper.
Nice.
Do you have something you want to talk about, Todd?
Well, actually, yes.
What about you,
that's
Todd?
too bad.
Well, right before we went on break,
Yes.
I happen to be, sometimes, I'll just wait around on a Friday after work and just kind of let the traffic kind of like get out the gate. And when I do, I will often, pull up Craigslist because that's what I do.
Never.
And for whatever reason, I just typed in Explorer. And I've rued the day that I sold my 81 white on white in the pink case Gibson.
That
Explorer.
was a mistake.
I know it was a mistake. That's why I rue the day.
And I'm sure, I know you're always on Reverb looking up values, but I'm sure you know what those sell for now, right?
I'm very upset with myself about it. But I sold it to get a better amp to gig with. So that's the only way I could do it.
Yeah.
I got kids and stuff, man.
Sell one of them.
I don't have like.
There's an idea.
Hey, yeah. Anyways,
Slave labor.
It was the greatest foible I've ever done musically, music gear wise. Anyway, so I was just like, what the hell? I'll just go look at him. And lo and
behold,
I found an Explorer for. I really shouldn't even say how much it was. Should I say how much it was?
So you could say it's sub
$300.
Okay. And we have to clarify though. Hold on. It is an Explorer.
It's an Epiphone
It's
Explorer.
an Epiphone. Because otherwise half the listeners drove off a cliff.
Yes. It's an Epiphone Explorer, but still.
Still, it's got strings on it and everything.
Set neck,
strings on it, the whole 9 yards. I went and picked it up. It still has the plastic on all of the pieces that you put the plastic on. I honestly don't even know if it had ever been played. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm scoring this. This is great. And the first thing I did was call my pal Tony.
Who?
And I said, Tony, you know what we're going to do with this?
What?
We're going to put a gold sparkle pickguard on this one.
Shocking.
I know.
We're going to ruin it.
And not only that, but we ditched a pickup. So now it's a bridge only, one pickup wonder.
Yes.
And we're going to put a kill switch on the thing as, give it a little, we can do whatever we want to with this.
Where are you going to put the kill switch?
In the middle.
You're going to put it in the middle?
Yeah.
It's going to be a push button?
No.
Toggle?
Toggle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Toggle.
I think I might put
that's what a lot of people like
a
push
Gretsch
button.
toggle.
Toggle.
Yeah. It's
Toggle.
it's
I got you.
aesthetics too, man.
Toggle.
I understand the difference, Tony.
Yes. Anyway, so that was,
Smart.
I just got it back and Tony brought it in, and I can tell Tony brought it in because it's covered in sausage grease for some reason. He was making meatballs while he was fixing the guitar.
Well, I got it. You got to let the paint dry a little bit. So I rolled some meatballs and got some
the
greasy.
pickguard.
Well, just on the guitar.
That pick guard was big enough you could roll.
It is
once.
a big pickguard.
Probably could.
Yeah. anyways, pretty fun, and I think I'm going to put the one of Zach's Brandon wound pickups in it. I like the ones that he's been making for me, so I'm going to try that.
You have to post a finished picture.
Oh yeah, after I clean it for sure.
Get the degreaser out.
God Almighty!
Yeah. Anyway, so that was super duper fun. So it's sitting right here, and I'm very.
It's
excited.
a beaut.
Yeah, it's super fun.
Too bad it's not a Gibson.
Yeah, too bad. Maybe someday.
Seriously, Rob, you would have flipped out. How did I not know you then? I know I did. I guess maybe I just never showed it to you.
I had an 82 or 83. No, it was an 84. It was an 84 white.
It was all worn down where the arm was and the hands and the whole. Oh,
maybe
man.
it was yours.
Oh, I don't think so.
Might have been.
I don't know. I bought mine. Where did some local guy?
You would punch me in the neck right now if I told you how much I actually sold that for.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I don't want to embarrass myself. Actually,
well, how long ago did you sell it?
3 years.
4 years ago.
Oh, really? Oh no. See, I sold mine maybe 10 years ago. Yeah. So I had mine before you. Maybe you had mine.
That's what I meant.
You did not sell it.
I had to. I didn't have any choice. I didn't.
Dude,
I didn't have any choice, Rob. Don't give me that.
Well, why didn't you sell it to a store?
I don't know. Don't. It was a bad decision. It was a bad decision. Very bad decision.
I won't tell you what I sold mine to GC for many years before.
I know. Anyways.
Holy
like
moly.
I say, I rue the day. Anyways, let's get on with the subject of the show. We actually did, a long time ago, we actually talked about the instruments that we regret parting ways with.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That's way back in the numbers.
I could fill a show on that one.
I'm sure you could.
My, yeah.
I could fill a show with the collective weeping of what I just told you.
Yeah.
I miss all of my PVT 60s.
Oh, no.
You know what? Okay, I listened to an recent show that I wasn't on where you guys, the would you rather was guitar that looks great but plays badly, or guitar that.
We had a couple of that kind of vibe.
This was real recent. I don't remember who the guest was, but it was So you can either have your dream guitar but it plays terrible, or you can have a guitar that you hate the look of but it plays and sounds fantastic.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And my initial thought was like those old PVT 60s.
Yeah.
That would be probably my hate. Would not. Those things look terrible. I would never want one.
I think they look cool.
And they only weigh 80 pounds.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, it's a coffee table.
I think they look cool. I can, yeah.
I don't know.
But
you got me on that. But anyways,
they do set up incredibly well. I mean, they are,
stable.
The pickups are okay.
Yeah.
But, at the time I was buying them.
Yeah, right.
I mean, they were like free.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, you want this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
how do we get on that?
Let's get on with the what we were talking about, the Black Friday stuff.
Black Friday!
Yeah. So we just had. I know.
Sorry,
Take
Rob.
off your headphones. We just had some Black Friday action, and we thought, hey, you know what? Let's kind of kick that around. It turns out we all got a little something.
Yes.
Tony, how about you starting it off?
Well, yeah. So this was going to be my Guitar World this week, but now it's my Black Friday this week. So I picked up I guess you'd call it a Les Paul double cut-ish guitar.
You could call it.
And it just caught my eye as I was just, going through all of the. No, I take that back. I actually saw there was a guy that did a post on Facebook, in one of some oddball cheap guitar website, and it was this West Creek, I think is the name of it. Yeah, West Creek, and it looked cool, and it was pink, a pink Les Paul.
Yes, it's shell pink,
and you
not
bought
Barbie
it even
pink.
though it was pink. Like they didn't steer you away from it.
No, I love pink guitars. I do. I mean, sort of. I've got a couple.
Yeah.
But anyhow, so I go on, and it's the Black Friday special, and it's $135 from Amazon.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I said, okay.
Set neck.
It's set neck, double cut.
It's even
pretty
painted.
Good. Yeah, yeah,
painted,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you can't buy the parts for what this thing cost. So, so I got it, and it needs a little work, some fretwork,
a little
and
setup.
stuff. But yeah, basic setup and everything for that kind of money. I was shocked, just shocked.
You are the king of inexpensive guitars.
I do. I have more cheap guitars, and I have a soft spot for cheap guitars.
But he doesn't buy. I've never seen him pull out one that's just like, oh my gosh, that is a total donkey. What have you done?
Oh, I've got a few of those.
Well, I
he
haven't
just
seen
doesn't
him.
show you those.
Yeah.
He actually buys twice as
Yeah.
much as we know about.
Yeah, that's probably true.
He's averaging 50% or so.
Yeah,
And my other,
but that's we both.
Yeah.
We all played it.
I mean,
it's a good.
Feels good, looks good.
I'm gonna probably do some upgrades on the electronics and maybe the tuners, but
I'm not really wild about the broad,
Control plate?
Yeah, the control plate, because it's not a straight Telecaster. It's the where's the angled one from?
well,
It's
that one is like a 50s P bass.
Yeah,
So yeah, so it's a 2 control. Oh yeah, it's all top loaded on the controls, and it has
Yeah.
a like a tele bass.
yeah,
pickup
and it's a
plate
double
on it.
cut, but more in the double cut Melody Maker style,
Yeah, a little more,
like a cross between
Yeah.
that and the double cut Junior.
a little more symmetrical, I guess. than-
Yeah,
than
it's a
typical.
more symmetrical double cut Junior ish
Yes.
type thing.
But cool guitar. And I also, for Black Friday specials, I got a red puffer vest and a chicken coop heater for our outdoor cat.
your outdoor cat's
That doesn't
living
have
it up,
anything
man.
to do with what we talk about on this show.
It's Black Friday.
Black Friday
We're not
specials.
talking about all Black Friday specials.
Why not?
Why do you
That's
hate my
silly.
cat? Why do you hate
I
my
like
cat,
your.
Todd?
I actually like your cat.
Why do you hate my puffer vest?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
It took
anyways.
30 seconds. Let him have it.
I guess so.
Can
I
you
thought
just
that's
throw
all
me
you
a
got
bone?
for guitar
That's
stuff?
all. That's all I bought for Black Friday. Yeah, sorry,
He bought a guitar.
I bought a guitar. What
Yeah.
else do you need?
I guess we were expecting more.
When he buys, 50, 60 guitars a year, cut him some slack.
That starts to add up. That's
I mean,
like $500.
I only bought one puffer
Plus
vest
or minus.
this year,
Yeah.
and well, I had to buy. No, this one, the chicken coop heater lasted about 3 years, so I had this one crapped out. I bought a new one for the cat.
Okay, that's weird. Rob, what did you
Todd.
get?
Well, I didn't get it on Black Friday, but it's close enough. I bought a new guitar amp.
Ah,
So it's not here
Really?
yet. Yep. And Todd's going to make fun of it.
Why?
It's a Sir.
I don't make fun of them of the sirs. I just have a hard time saying the name.
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and which I think that's how I've never actually talked to him directly, so I wonder if that's how you say his last name.
I mean, Pete Thorne,
Lord.
that's his jam.
Lots of
and
guys. I mean,
he's fantastic.
they make so many guitars. And amps. They sell so much product.
Well, okay,
It's obscene.
enlighten us about this tour,
Okay, so
because you have several of them.
no, I don't have any.
What?
Nope. Todd always confuses Tom Anderson with John Sir.
Ah,
I could have sworn I've seen. No, okay.
I have had in the past,
Aha.
but not when we knew each other.
Okay.
It's been 20-ish years since I owned
Okay.
one.
have you
All
ever?
right.
Did you ever own any of the Pensa Sours?
No.
Easy
No.
for you to say.
No, I got turned on to his stuff much later on. I was like 27, 28 when John was already out on his own after he left Fender. That's when the dealer that I used to work at, we were
All
dealer
right, give us a
number
lowdown
11.
on Sur.
So yeah,
Sir.
so it's John Sir,
S-H-U-R.
SHUR, and
I mean, S-U-H-R.
Yes.
That's why I
S-U-
can't do it.
SUHR.
Yes.
Yes. What did he say first time?
SHUR.
No, that's wrong. Yeah.
That's why I corrected myself.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so I used to make guitars with Rudy Pensa. Actually, he made the guitars and they put
Sold
the,
them at Rudy's.
Yeah,
in New
Rudy's.
York.
And then I don't know if it went directly, but he was a master builder at Fender for a
Yep.
number of years.
Yep.
Then he went out on his own, and that's what he's been doing for 20-ish years now, give or take.
So is he doing the amps, or does he have a person he works with that does the amp?
He is, and I'm dead serious, that he is the modern day Leo Fender as far as
Huh.
ingenuity and no, he designs the amps. Earliest one I think was with Bob Bradshaw. But yeah, pedals, everything. He helps design everything, and now he's got a son doing it too. His son's got a double E degree, or maybe even a master's degree in engineering. And
Wow,
Nice.
he's got him working for him too. But yeah, so they make everything. Yeah, so a buddy of mine had one of these little amps, a Sir Badger 18, and I always loved it when he had it, using it local, and a couple other friends have them, and so I've been keeping my eyes open, and one came up, and the guy dropped the price, like I think on Black Friday dropped the price down. I was like, wait a couple more days and just send him an offer. I was like, well, if he accepts this, we're good. So
Yeah.
I put in the thing and he accepted it in like 1 minute. I was like, well, I just bought an amp. Okay. So
Expecting a little pushback so I can.
yeah, I was expecting like, oh, he'll come back and then that price, maybe I'll think about it. But I was like, at this price, I just have to buy it. And yeah, so he must have been making some black purchases of his own that he needed to fund. And
Yeah.
so
Interesting.
Well, if you if it comes in and there's a problem with it, I know a guy that can fix it.
yeah, I do too. Well, and that's the best thing. This guy has got immaculate feedback, posted great pics, and said it's never left the house. It's going to ship in the original box, everything. And all the
Nice.
close-up pics, there is literally not a scratch on this. So
What amp is it? One more time.
Sir Badger 18.
Badger 18. It's a combo, right? Yeah.
No, it's a head.
Oh, I got that right.
Yep, right there.
Yeah, by combo you meant head.
By a combo, you meant head. Yeah. So,
My record continues.
yeah. 50-50 chance you got
Yes.
it wrong. That's great, Todd.
That's cool. So what's the what do you love about this?
Well, I'm not sure if I love it yet because, I haven't owned it. But
Yeah.
what I'm excited about is it's 18 watts, as I've mentioned many times on the show. More and more places or bars, venues are complaining about volume.
Oh yeah.
Is that 6v6?
EL84.
84.
Yeah, which I think I prefer if I'm going for a broken up sound, I prefer an 84 versus a 6v6.
Okay.
And that's actually my last Sir amp was the PT15 that I bought trying to bring the volume down, and that has 6v6s in it, and I just clean great, but and even edge of breakup, but like real breakup, I just don't like the way they break up.
What's class on this?
It's you know what? I don't know if this is AB or Class A. I don't know. I don't know about
That's a
the
whole
Badger
other episode.
That's a whole nother episode.
We've done it, and I'm
Yeah.
still confused.
Yeah, well, me too. So, anyways, but this one, it's pretty cool. It's his own kind of design. It's when I played on him before, I could best describe it as a mix between a Vox and a Marshall. Not high
That
gain.
sounds
It's
great.
not high gain at all. 3-band EQ with a volume, and then it's got a power and a something else knob. The power reduces power at the phase inverter. Maybe it's actually called a master volume, but it's I think it's a post phase inverter master volume. It is, and then you got the gain on it. So it's lots of options to be able to get different levels of breakup and control the level and
Nice.
dynamics and everything. So
Well, yeah.
Now, is this the Plexi style one? Look from aesthetics.
no, it's the version 2.
So it's all black.
It's all black face. Per John via Messenger, he said the circuits are the same, but the black version has a I don't remember if it's a J. I think it's a JFET boost that's can be foot switch turned on and off. But the rest of it's all the circuits the same.
This is interesting
What's interesting about it?
because it's the whole thing. The
Oh,
whole thing I'm looking at.
The deal. I've already got the cabinet. I found the cabinet a few weeks ago at a good price, so I bought that. So I've had a cabinet sitting around waiting for a head. No lie.
You sound like me.
Yeah. Well, the cabinets are way harder to come by than the heads used.
Okay.
So, and I didn't want to spend new price because I'm cheap.
Yeah. Yeah. What? You, I don't think you're cheap, Rob.
Well,
You don't buy cheap stuff. Tony's cheap.
No, I'm stupid.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So, hey, speaking of amps, this popped up today when I was at work, and I immediately thought of you because we did our famed trip out to see Dr. Z.
Yep.
And got to spend a whole day with him. And today, at least I don't know if they released it today, but they released it very recently.
I saw a video for the first time today as well.
Yeah, so it's the Z80.
80.
80 watts. Now,
What?
we just talked about, I believe it's 80 watts. I'm
Yeah, it
pretty
is.
sure.
No, you're
Yeah,
right. It's 80 watts.
So this is...
As we're talking about lower volume.
Yeah, that's why I brought this up.
And then he's like, what's the loudest amp I can make?
Yeah. Anyways, he references Brad Paisley. He does all Brad Paisley's amps and all that stuff,
Yeah.
right? But I just didn't know if you had a chance to check this out or get familiar with it.
No. Literally, actually, I think one of the videos came up as we were sitting here waiting to start, and I haven't listened or checked it out at all or anything. I imagine all of his amps, not all of his amps, most of his amps have the same kind of preamp circuit. It's the same general DNA, just paired differently.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
imagine this is going to be like that, where it's that sort of Vox mixed with Fender-ish kind of EQ-ish, just deafeningly loud. Because if it's Class A at 80 watts,
Yeah. Now I can imagine him when he's
it's
doing
Class A.
this.
I don't know. Let's
They're going to
scroll up
say,
there.
what is it about this, Dr. Z? Well, in 2017, Brad Paisley found himself in possession of a vintage unicorn, a real deal AC80. At the time, it was the most powerful amp the company could ever build. That's pretty much how it goes, right?
He'll never talk to us again after this. Yeah, it doesn't say if it's Class A or if it's
It's 4 EL34s, so
34s at 80. But yeah, they
80.
could just be. I don't know. I mean, you could cathode bias that or negative fix. I don't know which one it is. A lot of his stuff is Class A, so that's
Yeah.
why I just assumed.
No.
No.
Just say what Class A is. You don't have to say what everything else is. We can't get into it. But you've referenced Class A like 6 times already.
It's how the output section works and how the tubes work. The whole output section amplifies the entire wave versus splitting it. So yeah.
Okay, Rob.
Okay,
I've straightened you out because you were leading us down the wrong path.
Okay, so let's just say that in your amp, if it has 2 output tubes, just to keep it simple, 2 output tubes, and a Class A, both tubes amplify the entire wave, top to bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Class AB, one tube amplifies one half of the wave.
Yes.
The other tube amplifies the other half of the wave.
Aha.
That's the dirty, simple, with no
Yeah, got it.
actual details.
Yeah.
So
Is there
lots
a
of
benefit
asterisks
to a
after
Class
that.
A?
It's a different sound. Class AB is more efficient. It's typically cleaner, punchier.
easier on the tubes.
Generally, yeah, and a lot of that has to
What's
do.
a classic example of a great Class A amp?
Tony?
AC30. Vox
AC30. What's a classic example of a great AB?
Almost anything
Any
Fender.
Fender.
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
A black face Fender or
where does a
an early
Marshall sit?
Marshall. That's Class AB too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. See, look, we all
you
learning
go.
stuff.
Yep,
We learn
yep.
things.
Yep.
You know, I like this. Okay. Anything else to add for your Black Friday?
No,
You got the
nope,
amp?
I can't. Well, no, I don't have it yet, so I'm waiting on
But you
it.
bought it.
I bought it.
Did you get a puffer vest?
No puffer vest. I bought a laptop. So how about that?
Ooh.
Yeah.
What
At the
kind?
very end, Lenovo.
Oh, yeah. Lenovo. That's what I use.
Okay. Yeah. I was very disappointed. I went out to all the stores, the Best Buy and the Micro Center
Yeah.
local, and laid hands on laptops. When did they start making them by Fisher Price? Like, you could just twist the whole damn thing. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Some of these laptops,
I've only
the
ever
quality
had an
is
Apple.
junk.
I literally have only ever had
Okay.
an Apple product.
Next time you're in electronics, something at Best Buy, just walk over and, I mean, most of the laptops for $800,000, they're just junk. They're
crazy.
absolute junk.
So weird.
Yeah. So, anyways, yes, Lenovo. So we'll see. I had to order it. So,
How about that?
how about that, Todd?
Well, I typically don't buy things on Black Friday because I just kind of get overwhelmed because I just get just like in the face.
You're not out with the mass of people at 6 a.m.
Oh, heck no.
I know.
Yeah, but even online, I was like,
yeah,
I just it's almost like option paralysis, and I I actually do really have to watch what I'm spending. I don't have this crazy like gear budget. But
He was looking at you when he said that, Tony.
He had anger in his eyes.
Yeah. It was like jealousy mixed with
one other thing that I rue getting rid of because I was trying to fund something else. That's really the only reason I do that stuff. Anyways, what I ended up getting, or what I moved on, what I traded, was an old Northern Creeper from Daredevil.
Oh.
Okay.
Yes, white with the blue and red graphics on it.
The OG.
The OG, yes. And since after that, he came out with one that was like silver with all black. And when we last had him on the show, he was teasing us by saying, hey, I'm going to probably start making a couple more of these wedge-shaped pedals. And I said, well, if you make the Northern Creeper, I'm in. Blam.
Oh.
He dropped the Northern Creeper, and it was at a great price, and I got to support a builder. So
Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah. It was,
So now you have 2 Northern Creepers?
No, I have one, because remember I had to...
Oh.
Have you been listening to the show at all?
Nah, I've been sleeping.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, so
Me
it's
too.
the wedge enclosure,
Yeah.
and it's a great sounding pedal. So I was
So
excited.
you got it already?
It's on its way.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So,
But you
did
know what it
any of
sounds
us
like,
get
you
the
know.
stuff?
No.
Tony
did.
got the stuff.
I got the
Tony
stuff.
did.
Yes.
Yeah, because Amazon, they just drive around his neighborhood with the stuff already in
Yeah.
the truck, guessing what he's going to buy.
Yeah.
Flooding his the flash page when it comes up as though he buys one.
Yeah.
Throw it out the door. Tony's like, I just bought this 5 minutes ago.
Yes.
That's quick.
So, anyways,
you
I'm
guys.
excited for that because it's a great sounding pedal, and Johnny's a great dude making great things out there. So,
Excellent.
that's what I did. There were a couple other things that I was really on the fence. I was like, "Arr," and then I just said, I will get into trouble if I do this. So I decided.
So that's a real thing where the wife can. I've never experienced this where you have to get permission to purchase stuff.
well, it's not permission. It's
Well,
just
it kind of is if
it's
you're
a
worried about
responsibility.
if you're worried about getting in trouble.
no,
you kind of
I didn't want to put myself in trouble. Yeah. So I just can't be stupid about that.
Tony,
so.
do you get in trouble for?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No kidding.
yeah.
Wow.
It's not trouble. It's just being like I can't be
No,
irresponsible.
no. Tony was like, it's trouble for me.
I got a kid in college and one going, man. I can't be doing
no.
trouble.
I understand that.
You know?
I gotta feed the damn outdoor cat.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right. You got to
and buy chicken coop heaters every 3 years.
HVAC split units for your
Yeah.
cat.
Gotta buy a truckload full of crap guitars.
That was Jared doing Tony.
I know. I'm curious to see if Jared got anything.
Oh,
but
come on. You know he bought,
I know
another Klon or something.
something.
Yep.
It was Black
Something
Friday.
like
It was
that.
$3,000. It was a good price.
Yeah.
I need a third one.
Anyhow, well, that was it was fun. It was great seeing what was out there. Oh, and by the way, I made a post about this, but we just had Spicy Pedals on, and I think his deal is still. I know his deal is still going for the 15% off for us that he's doing for the show until December 14th. I
That
believe.
sounds
Just-
right.
so
14th or
14th or 19th, something like that.
Yep.
And that's code the guitar knobs, and his prices are already really affordable.
Yes.
And they're going to a small builder in Texas. And I think he still actually might have his extra 20% Black Friday deal. I don't know how long that's going to go. It might already be done. Just
probably
check
by
in
the time
and
this
see.
comes out. But
You never know. Some people leave it on for
Yeah,
a while if
yeah,
they're
yep.
selling. So.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I'd love to know what you guys out there got. I'm sure everybody else is.
Yeah, send us a note. Let us, because you might have gotten some deals that we didn't know about, and we can kick ourselves.
And that's the whole thing. Is like we get bombarded with these things. I'm like, I want all this stuff. Dang it, dag on it. I gotta make a better lemonade stand. Anyhow, anything else, gentlemen, to add to the to the stuff here?
You know what would go good with your Northern Creeper?
What's that, Tony?
Tour Gear Design patch cables.
I think you're right.
Because, let's face it, when you have a pedal, whether it's new, old, or something new to your board.
New, old, or something new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
Or new.
any of those.
New
Jared,
or something new.
When did you get here?
You got to connect the pedal somehow, right?
Yes.
Why not do it the classy way,
I like that.
the flat way, the small plug way with Tour Gear Design patch cables?
I like that.
They've got S-shaped. I can't say that anymore. S-shaped, C-shaped, so that if you've got, jacks on the side, you need to connect to the ones on the top. You got all the stuff. And they are priced right. But wait, because you load up your shopping cart, and you get down to the end, and you look for a little block that says coupon code. And you type in the guitar knobs, all lowercase, all one word, you're saving an extra 15%. 15%, Todd. Do you hear me?
I do hear you. This is incredible.
I know. So let's do it. Get everybody out there. Black
I like
Friday
that.
or not. Get out there and buy some Tour Gear Design patch cables for all those pedals you're going to get for the holidays.
I like it. Do it. Do it. I also want to throw something else out here. We got Rattlesnake Cables. They were just on. And if you go to rattlesnakecables.com/guitar knobs, you're going to save 20% off your purchase.
Awesome.
Yes.
That is cool.
It's fantastic.
I just saw the post for their new coil cables.
Yes. You can apply
Oh,
that.
they got coily cable?
Yes.
They dropped that?
It's kind of like a 50-50 cable.
That's what he said. It was,
Yeah. So I could not more highly recommend those are just really great cables. So 20% off at rattlesnakecables.com/guitar knobs. And if you type in the guitar knobs and it goes, no, I don't know what you're doing, just remove the. Okay?
Can you do that again?
No, I don't know what they're
This is where we should have video.
Yes.
That should be the animation that plays when you make a mistake.
Yes, I'm a walking 404 page. It's true. It is true. And here's another really cool fun fact about the rattlesnake cable thing. Remember I said we're going to be giving away stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to give away a rattlesnake cable
When, Todd?
pretty soon.
I love it.
Pretty soon.
Pretty soon. Yes. I'm hoping to do that within this year. So
Okay.
maybe in a week or two.
When will then be now?
When will that be now?
How
Now is
soon
then.
is now?
Yes.
Soon.
Anyways, lots of great deals to be had by the builders and the makers and movers and shakers that we have on the show.
That's right.
People that have, that are out there making great things, and that's what our show's all about. And we really hope you go support them. If you do get the chance to buy something, you say like, I want to pony up and get something. Try to get it directly from the builder instead of secondhand. If you just absolutely can't, you need to get into it. Rob.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's been staring at me this whole time.
Then hey, obviously that's acceptable. But your purchase directly will help the people keep making the things.
I buy lots of stuff from the...
I know you do. I know you do. Lots of it. Anyways, we have a very interesting Would You Rather.
Yes.
I wanted to preface this really quickly. Do you mind if I preface?
Please, preface.
Please preface. Okay. So this was a little note. I got some feedback on Instagram by a gentleman named...
If you turn the gain down, you don't get as much feedback.
All right, you bonehead. This is from Gert Simso from Estonia.
Estonia.
And I was like, what?
Yeah.
We got a fan in Estonia? How cool
course.
is that?
That's our biggest base.
That is? Yes. It might be. I said, so I had a little exchange with him, and I was saying that just, I got family in Sweden, and they're kind of right across from Sweden-ish.
I guess, yeah.
Anyways, he says, we are all Vikings here, smiley face. I had a hunch the Hagstrom was not just for decoration. My Hagstroms.
Yes.
I'm a longtime listener of the podcast. You kept me a bit more sane for a few years when I was unable to build guitars.
Oh.
He builds guitars, basses, I believe. I got a lot of good ideas from there. My first episode was the Fralin pickups from when I first started to learn pickup winding theory. So after that, I ended up having a really great conversation with him on Instagram. Gert Simpso from Estonia runs TUI. I think I'm pronouncing that right.
How's that spelled?
How spelled?
TUI.
Spelled TUI?
T-U-I with an umlaut over the U.
T-U-I.
What? Turi?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
I'm pretty close anyways. Just look up TUI
There we
Instruments. And that's out of Estonia. And it predominantly, I believe he makes basses predominantly. And they're very artistic. Really cool looking stuff and unique. And he's out there doing things and making things. And that makes us happy.
Yeah.
So it was really great hearing from you, Gert. I enjoyed our conversation and look to more of that. But more importantly, he gave us a Would You Rather.
Yes, he did.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So go ahead, Tony.
So do the little
What's a
song.
Would You Rather?
Well, Todd, do I have to do the song?
You have to do the song.
Yes.
Otherwise, it doesn't count.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this point of the show, it's a special little game that we play called Would You Rather?
It's like a soft Christmas
Sleepy.
edition.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
You want me to
Okay.
do it as Robert,
like Robert Goulet.
Would you rather?
Wow, okay. Go ahead, Tony.
I like the first one.
People are dropping off as we speak.
Oh, like flies. Yes, so Gert says to us, hi, would you rather alert? I really liked the Would You Rather with the mad scientist with the time machine a few episodes back, so I got inspired.
Very cool. We like the mad scientist and the time machine.
He's now a recurring character.
Yes.
So, Professor Squeaky Bellows, as you might remember, his master plan of destroying guitar music is not working. So to blow off steam, he goes walking down the street. The mad scientist sees you drooling over a display in the window of a guitar store. He is sad that accordions are not on display or on your mind at all. But he's not mad at you, since you're going to help him with his evil plan.
Okay.
You feel just a little pinprick, bink,
Uh-oh.
and
The side of the neck?
a slight morphine snooze later,
Did you say, ah?
but you may feel a little sick.
Yes.
You find yourself in his lair, complete with a rebuilt time machine.
Okay.
Now, if you remember the last time, you would change the personnel in various bands
Yes,
to
yes.
ruin guitar
Yes,
music.
that's
Oh,
right.
I remember this.
That's right.
Instead of switching band members, one iconic guitar in the timeline will be changed forever by the mad scientist's design and will be used as the main guitar by the artist forever, changing music history.
Forever.
In order to help the mad scientist succeed and to gain your freedom, you need to choose between two options. Option one, Jimi Hendrix will now be playing a 1980s Fermata Solo 2, a Soviet-made guitar with built-in fuzz.
Oh, what?
So I got to look that up real
Yeah.
quick. Keep going. Formanta 2.
Fermata Solo 2. Option 2, George Harrison will now be playing a BC Rich Perfect 10, a 10-string guitar.
Oh,
okay,
my
we're-
good Lord. I'm out.
You see, Rich, Perfect 10.
Oh, we know. You know what that
I
looks
don't
like.
want to play this game anymore.
There it is. Oh, it's so ugly.
Oh, man.
It's hideous. Hideous, I say.
Okay.
Which option will you choose to help the mad scientist hopefully succeed in destroying guitar music history?
Okay. So for those of you who are like, what the heck is a Fermanta solo? Imagine a really ugly guitar and just make it uglier.
You know what? It kind of looks like a Toronado. The Fender Toronado. It's
Sort of
kind of a weird
A
jazz
square
mastery.
Toronado.
A square Toronado.
Yeah. It's... Yeah,
As if the Russian military tried to knock
it
it off.
literally
and-
looks like there's mission control panels
Yeah.
all over it. And
Yeah.
there's 3 pickups.
3 pickups. Well, why wouldn't you?
and they're not evenly spaced.
They're not even
Why would
spaced
you?
at all. And this is dreadful.
Is made of potato.
It's,
It might be.
this is, imagine a really wild looking Japanese guitar, but imagine it was made in the Soviet Union in the late 60s.
Out of spare parts from Sputnik.
This is really bad.
But it has a built-in fuzz.
Yes, I'm sure it has built-in fuzz. It looks like it was.
They couldn't get it to work correctly.
Yes, that's what the fuzz
That's
is.
the fuzz.
Okay, and then the BC Rich is,
It's bad.
it's super pointy. It's got lots of points and a million button and knobs on it.
Well, and this is the
flips and
10-string
switches.
one.
Yeah, this is the 10-string
It's
one.
10-string. So
Yeah.
that's not just the shape, it's the functionality,
Yes.
Or-
so
non-functionality.
I'm not even sure which 10 strings. Is it the octaves
I don't know.
on the lower strings?
I have no
That's-
idea.
That way you can still play some solos on the E and the B.
and this is the one that looks like it got the tuners on the inside the cutaway
Oh,
in
yeah,
the
it
back.
does.
Yeah, zoom in there. What is
yeah,
it?
so it's
yeah, so
Oh no, they
it's-
did chorus the E and the B. Yeah, that's interesting.
That's crazy. All right. Anyways, okay. So Jimi Hendrix on the Sputnik guitar,
Sputnik
and
or George Harrison
or George Harrison on this one.
on the 10-string BC Rich.
All right. Go ahead, Tanya.
Well, I do not want to help the mad scientist in his endeavor to bring the accordion to the forefront of all music. So I'm going to play a little trick on him. I'll play his game,
Okay.
but I'm going to take the least offensive, I guess,
Okay.
of the two options.
All right.
I'm going to let George Harrison play the BC Rich 10-string because George was really the first major player to play a Rickenbacker 12-string.
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
So I think even though this one only has 10 strings and is weirdly shaped, although, George,
Yeah.
he might like kind of some of the
Yeah.
odd stuff
I
like
mean,
that.
the experimental. Yeah, I see where you're going with this.
I love a pointed guitar.
Pointy, I would like it. John, why would you want to play that, John?
Stop. Go.
It's ugly.
Go.
It's very ugly, John. I'll play it, though. So, yes, George playing the 10-string, I think he can just
Yeah. He'd
make
kill
it work.
He'd
He
kill
make it work. And once again, the mad scientist will be defeated.
Yes. All right, Rob.
All right. I'm going to go with
Doctor Excitement.
I'm going to go with Sputnik for Jimi Hendrix.
Because you want to ruin it?
No, I don't think it'll make that big of a difference. It's 3 single coils.
Yeah.
It's gonna probably play awfully, but I mean Hendrix died pretty soon, so
Jeez.
he only has to
That's
get through
dark.
for a few years,
Yes.
rather than
Maybe
poor
that's why you
George,
don't have
for
the
the next 40 years. You got to play this thing,
Moniker Dr. Happy.
Well, no, I'm just saying,
Wow.
between the two. But it's serious. I'm like 3 single coil pickups. I mean, yeah, of course it's gonna sound different, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean. It's at least
But he won't even need
6
he won't
strings.
need the fuzz face anymore.
There you go. It'll be built in, but it'll still be his sound because it's fuzz. So good point. Even
Yeah.
more reason.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
Todd.
Well, Tony, I'm thinking about. I'm right there with you on this. I think that as much as you could probably give Jimi Hendrix just literally a 2x4 with no strings, and he could probably make it sound amazing because it's the fingers, right? I agree with you in the multi strings, and just like the chords and the picked chords and stuff, and I think he would do really, really well. I think he'd probably love it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with that one.
I love it, Todd.
You know me well. Anyways, all right. So thank you to Gert Simso for sending that in. We love the mad scientist.
Did Gert say which one he was going to choose?
He didn't. He will after he hears it.
Okay.
right.
Yes.
I would love to hear what he has to say.
I'm thinking he's thinking the same thing we're thinking.
Leaving me out in the cold.
Yeah. Anyways, all right. So we're going to wrap this up. Tony, I think we have a few people to thank.
Yes, Todd, that is correct, because at this point of the show, there's a special group of people we love to thank. These are our executive producers. Now, an executive producer makes this show possible. How do you become one? Simple. Go over to patreon.com/the Guitar Knobs. Check out a couple of different levels in which you can participate. Become a sponsor, a patron, a friend, a hero
Yes.
of the Guitar Knobs podcast. Each level comes with some very nice thank you gifts. Oh, and opportunities to win things? I bet you can.
You know it.
And more to come. But as an executive producer, there's one thing more. Jared, what would that be?
Get to have your name right on the thing.
Your name read on the thing. And that's what I'm going to do right now. So special thanks to these executive producers. Vader and Pedals, John Halverson, Rick Calhoun, Trevor Gunberg, Elad Mizrahi, Mike D, Richard Kendall, James White, Mutanda Guitars, Anthony Gemolero, Bill Gola Guitars, John Esterly, Rare Buzzer Effects, Anthony Lathrop, Stefan Lamb, Michael Senchuk, Ken Sayers, Doug Christ, Darren Gregory, Tom Barazin, Rusty Sneeden, Ralph Gottschalk, from Wonderful Audio Technologies. What? Don Kloss, Gregory Randall, Brett Hogarth, Eric Hemmer, not Eric Hemmer, Eric Hemmer. I can't speak today. Stuart George, Michael Furman, James Bell, James Romer, Cameron Pampas, David Tyndall, Trevor Ellenberg, and Christopher Logan.
Yes. All the people say yes.
But Todd.
Yes.
Todd.
Yes. Yes. Go.
There's another group of executive producers. We call them our Grand Poobahs. These are the cream of the crop. Top of the heap. A number one.
King of the hill.
And they get to wear a fez upon their head.
Yep.
Whilst listening to the podcast.
And at the same time.
Tommy Manasco. Oh, I forgot to say.
Huh?
Special thanks. Special thanks. To these Grand Poobahs. Tommy Manasco. Ricardo Iguereda. David Kaminga. Brandon Wham Pickups. Hex Matos. Michio Murakishi. Bob Crouch. Jack Cadian. Sam Jett. Tyler Rhines. LSJ Music Company. John Williams, James Pennington, Steve Keys, Cody Foster, Science of Sound. Something popped up on my phone
Okay.
and forced me to go off the list. I don't like it when it does that. Brian Robinson, Jonathan Jerusik, Corey Nigro, Michael Van Zant, I'm having hard time talking today. Tim Nowak. Not Tom Nowak. Tim Nowak. Jonathan Daly. Martin Cliff. Sean S. David Poe. Billy Spitfire Unlimited. Congregation Gear Demos. Paul Von Eppinger. Scott Sullivan. Great Lakes Guitar Pickups. Matt Hart. Enrico Fernando. And Moon Guitars.
That is an illustrious list.
It's a long
and
list.
we would love to add to it. It would. Every little helps.
I've heard that a sponsorship makes a wonderful Christmas gift.
It sure does. Doggone it.
At least to Todd.
No, I mean, God.
If you want to get Todd something special this Christmas,
Go over to patreon.com
Yeah.
/ the Guitar Knobs.
Yeah. Anyways, all right, everybody. Tony, where can people find you?
You just head over to pickguardian.com. Check out what I do. if you're looking for something special, you want to make guitar even more your own, shoot me an email. Let me know what you need, what you're trying to do, and I probably will have some good advice for you.
I like that. And by and large,
I do custom work.
perfect. Rob,
Mad Cow Amplification. I got Tony problem here. Mad Cow Amplification on Instagram,
Yes.
Facebook,
And
other stuff. I don't know.
okay.
YouTube.
Yeah, go
there
check it
another
out. It's very entertaining.
No, I shut that one down.
You can shoot me an email, todd@theguitarknobs.com. You can also DM me on Instagram, which is your best option, I would say, at Guitar Knobs. Love to hear from you. Send us your stories wherever you are in the world. Even if it's just say, I'm here. I would love to talk to you, to meet you virtually. It's great. It makes us feel good, doggone it.
Yep.
So be looking out for a couple more giveaways. And we just want to thank you all for hanging around. And we will have our guest that we're going to have on tonight in the future.
yes.
All right. Have a fantastic Guitar Week and subscribe. Okay, you should be joining pretty soon. Hey, everybody. It's David Bowie
Okay.
coming to you live from Columbus. In fairness.
I was not satisfied with
In fairness.
how you portrayed me. Thank you.
I portray him as a prince.
A pierogi prince.
Yeah.
Sounds like a them problem, not a me
That's what
problem.
I'm saying. But I was I was overruled. Well, meanwhile, I'm going to make sure. You watch the Scottish whiskey master?
Yeah.
He's got the mustache.
Yeah.
You've got to bury your nose in it. Say hello to it. Yes, hello. How you doing? Schlonchka. It's really
That's
funny.
pretty good.
That's good. That's a good one.
What?
Am I way off?
I don't even. Was that English? I mean, I understood the words, but I didn't understand.
Hang on. You know why it's funny? Okay.
What was Don Quixote's sidekick's name?
Buckle Rabanne?
Tan.
Oh, the big giant.
And this is my quest.
Hey, Todd,
giant banana.
are you gonna buy my Strat or what? Come on.
Oh, no. Sancho? No.
No, Sancho is one like Quixote.
What I was getting from this is that what I thought I heard you say was it's a single piece of powder that carries the whole thing. So, what was this? Is that what I do?
It's a little bit.
All right, hang on, stop it.
He thought I was gonna catch you.
Sancho.
It is?
It is Sancho.
Really?
Yes.
Super underrated.
Super
Cusack
underrated.
film.
That's a great one.
Maybe the most Cusacky, the most like true sack Cusacky.
I think High Fidelity.
I think he's playing himself in that one. That's the thing.
I think
Gross
you
Point
might be
Blank.
right. Yeah.
Gross Point Blank. That's like when he was in his most peakness.
I did like Gross Point Blank, though.
That was great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Fantastic movie.
Sancho.
It just doesn't sound
Sancho.
right.
Sancho?
Yeah, it is Sancho. Yes.
That's what I said too.
Not Sancho.
It's Sancho. Oh, yeah.
All right, let's see that happen. I don't think
You don't think I can do it?
I don't think you can.
You don't think I can do it?
No, I don't.
I can do it.
All right.
I need at least an hour with that one to give it a thorough once over.
I love the mod. I need you to see the doctor, Jeffrey. He's good and thorough. Jeffrey Lebowski.
Oh.
No, he's good and thorough. Thorough.
Clap.
And away we go.
Well, that's it for these knobs. Please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/theguitarknobs. Visit our website at theguitarknobs.com for all of our past episodes, 4 on the Floor blog, and other good stuff. You can connect with us on social too at our Facebook page and share your gear and stories on our Facebook group. Also, be sure to check out our Instagram at Guitar Knobs. Catch you next time.